What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with All the Queens Men Season 4, Episode 16. Murder was the case. Okay? Murder was the case that they gave me. Okay? First of all, shout out to the new subscribers that just subscribed to my channel. I don't know where all of y'all came from. I don't know from whence the Lord has sent y'all, but I sure do thank y'all, and I sure do love y'all, and I sure do hope y'all like my content. All right. Second, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so we can be notified. So you can be notified on every video I drop. Make sure you like the video so we can stay in the algorithm, y'all. All right. Third, and ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Whenever Blue and Tommy say we riding out, that's what the hell we gonna do. We riding out. Because if y'all watch this episode, y'all know why we riding out. So don't come ask no questions and be like, what's happening? We ain't got time to tell y'all. We ain't got time to tell y'all to catch up mustard. We ain't got time for that. We riding out. When they say go, we on ready. I just need y'all to get ready so we, stay ready so we won't have to get ready. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And another thing, if y'all riding out, drop down in the comments right now. That's all. That's all. You can't. First of all, you can't put a good woman down, and you can't put a good man down. Okay. Anyway. Let's just get into it, because that's what y'all want. Let's just get into it. So y'all, the episode starts in the empty courtroom, and Madam starts to pray. And in this moment, y'all, Madam is being vulnerable, and in all 4 seasons, I don't think I ever seen her this vulnerable. Oh no. I'm telling the tale. Whenever something is involving her dad in his life, that's when that vulnerability comes out. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay? So she said, she prays. She said, listen, I need to be found innocent. I just can't go to jail. And it's not because she's scared. It's just because a lot of people depend on her. And that's just who she is. To the core, that's just who Madam is. That's how we met Lola, because Lola thought that, she was a person in need, but Lola turned out to be a police officer. She starts to cry, and she really starts to cry and apologize for anybody who got hurt in her crossfire. We don't get many scenes like this, but this was actually good, and I feel like it was more of a humbling experience, so I wasn't mad at that. So in the next scene, y'all know the unhoused Babyface. He's sleeping in his car. He get a knock on his window from his white man, right? He just got served some papers for back child support. How many kids can somebody please drop down in the comments and tell me how many kids Babyface have? And yeah, that's all I wanted to know. And also, I know a couple of people have, I think they read the book. Was it this, or was it this book? If anybody read the real version of All the Queens Men, tap in for me and let me know. And let me know how the book is, because I like reading. And I haven't picked up my books in a while, but I did just buy 2 books from on my Audible. And I still got about 4 or 5 credits left. Anyway, sorry y'all. Sorry. Carla, y'all know she have Tony at gunpoint, and she tells Carla, no. Carla tells Tony, I'm tired of having nothing while, you and Madam have everything. So Tony says, all I have is a crumbling marriage and an ex-con for a son. And for me, I'm just like, why? Like, why would you just reduce Amp like that? Like, you don't even know Amp to see the type of person that he is. So it really pissed me off, because I already knew not she couldn't be trusted. I knew I ain't like her from the moment I saw her. So Tony in this moment, she tried to plead for her life while trying to throw Madam under the bus. So Tony decides to tell Carla, listen, you don't have to do whatever Madam tell you to do, and you don't have to be her puppet. So Carla was like, I'm not her puppet. So then Tony decides to tell Carla, well, since Gene gave me his club, then you can have Maddie Bees and we can take Madam out together. And I'm just like, girl, goodbye. So y'all, we have the closing arguments. Attorney Lovett gives his closing arguments, and they about to give the verdict, right? But then we go to the next scene at the gym with Rashawn and Quincy. Quincy tells Rashawn that Miss Tandy will get hers, and he somehow got a copy of Tandy's credit card or debit card, and somehow he made a duplicate of it, and he gave it to Rashawn. And Rashawn, you know, he gonna question everything. He was like, is this legal? Because I ain't trying to go to jail. I ain't do nothing wrong. Your daddy threw me under the bus the first time and set me up, and I don't need you to do the same thing. Because, baby, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So, Fuego's still on his computer trying to find out, you know, where the burner phone came from. Who, you know, whoever the android, I mean, not the little thing that was flying around, the drone, who that belonged to, or, you know, what's going on with that. So it seems as though he find out and he pissed, right? So we get to the next scene. Carla comes to Maddie Bees to meet with Madam, and Carla tells Madam that Tony will give her jeans, and then, you know, Tony walk up, of course, and then she'll give me Maddie Bees. And Madam tell Carla, listen, you gonna learn that fat meat ain't greasy, okay? Cause again, she ain't to be trusted. I trust listen, Madam is more trustworthy to me than Tony. Tony is a scammer, okay? She a con artist, okay? She ain't shit, okay? Basically. Anyway, so this scene was very annoying because Dime take her duck ass down to Maddie Bees to go try to check Carla on Amp's behalf. Amp didn't ask her to do that. She wanted to go. She's pregnant, she's hormonal, and you just need something to do. I just feel like Dime needs something to do. Dime has absolutely worked on my nerves this season. This is not the only season she worked on my nerves, but this season she's absolutely worked on my nerves. So Tony, I feel like Tony, when she did that rant, that was her having a regret for being a mom, for raising Amp, who did not ask to be here. Let's make that all the way clear. You're pissed off because you had to take care of Amp. But last time we checked, you was married. So was you one of those women that was a married, a married single mom? Is what they call them? Because your husband didn't step in? Because of course he, from my understanding, he was controlling, right? Anyway, Dime looked at her and started to cry and said, I would never be a mother like you. Child, Dime, go somewhere. Go ahead, just go somewhere, okay? So we get back to the courthouse. This was my only question. Dime went to Maddie Bees. I'm sorry, not Dime. Yeah, Dime went to Maddie Bees, and Madam went to Maddie Bees to go meet with the ladies. And then in the next scene, everybody right back in the courthouse like nothing ain't happened. You know, we know that stuff is not. We know the stuff ain't real. It's just stuff you think about. It's just stuff you see with your third eye. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. So y'all, the verdict is in. Madam is found not guilty for murder, not guilty for extortion, and not guilty for kidnapping. But if you paid attention to the lady, who the foreman, she gonna come up later. All right. So I was like, this lady confessed to murder. So in my last review, I said that she's gonna get off. I don't know how she gonna do it. But she gonna get off. So I do kind of feel like the prayer that you prayed was really redundant, but still at the same time, she didn't know that she was gonna get off. She just didn't know. She didn't know. Because she didn't know. So anyway, Detective Davis is pissed because a lot of the evidence pointed to Madam for being guilty. And that Detective Davis is in the courtroom yelling, showing her natural ass. Okay, everybody's clapping, everybody's excited. Concierge walk up to Madam and tell her, you a slippery something, ain't you? And she was like, yeah, I am. He said, but are you bulletproof? Suspect number one. We gonna get down to who we think these suspects was. Okay, so Madam get the gloating, all right. And she throws it up in D.A. Rod's face. And D.A. Rod is pissed. She don't say nothing. She just have that look. Alright. So over at the club, Babyface goes up to Quincy. And they have a heated discussion that turns into a physical altercation. Because he's mad. Because I don't know if it was Quincy that went and filed for back child support. But somebody went and filed for back child support. He pissed off because now he have to pay back child support. Alright? This is what happens when you don't wear condoms. Okay? This is what happens when you don't protect yourself. You tend to make babies. Babies that you don't want. Because you just want to feel good in a moment. Alright? Anyway, so Doc and Midnight break the fight up. They tell they tell Quincy to go in the club, and they stand outside and talk to Babyface. Doc asks Babyface, I thought you dated this situation. Face explains how he was being taken to court for back child support pay. I don't know. And so y'all know Father Abraham was on a rampage. He was like, you know what? Father Abraham is Midnight, because apparently he got a lot of kids. Okay. He on high alert, and he said, baby, I got to call my lawyer. You better do that. All right. So next scene, Fuego. All of this is happening in the club. Fuego goes to him up Big D, because it was Big D that was on that camera who bought that burner phone. And he beat the total piss out of Big D. Rightfully so. And now Big D have a big ring around her face. And y'all know Madam have an issue, because that's what Midnight told Babyface outside. Madam don't want you hitting them pretty boys in the face. They face is their money. Their body is their money. Alright. So Fuego was pissed. And I feel like rightfully so, because now I'm looking at Big D like, why would you do that? Like, I don't understand. Why are you doing this? I don't get it. I don't get it. But whatever. Maybe we'll get some sort of an explanation next season. But this, I don't get it. And maybe somebody else can explain it to me. All right. So everybody's gathered around, all the employees, the dancers, Dime, Blue, Tommy. I'm sorry, not Blue and Tommy, but everybody else. So Dime get a text from Blue saying Madam is getting ready to walk in. So Madam walks in, everybody like, hey, toasting and everything. All right, we toasted because baby, my girl made it. Okay, my girl has made it. And so she asked them, she said, now did y'all really think I wasn't going to win? And I'm kind of looking at Madam like, Madam, I don't think you thought you was going to win. Low key. But again, I could be wrong. So she thanks everybody for having her back, because y'all know loyalty is her biggest thing. And she even said that and mentioned that in her prayer. All right. So Detective Davis, at this point, packing up her, I'm sorry, not Detective Davis. She go up to DA Roz. DA Roz is packing her shit in the box. She was like, I can't do this no more. And Detective Davis she still have a hard on for Madam, and she's still trying, and I don't know what she have up her sleeve, but she was like, it ain't over yet, we can still do this. She was like, the system, I understand that the system is jacked up. And she said Detective Davis tells DA Roz, sometimes you have to take the law into your own hands. Suspect number 2. Yeah, so that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But DA Roz was like, this system is bullshit. And we already know the judicial system is bullshit. Okay? Anyway, Trouble comes outside to smoke a cigarette. I don't understand why Trouble smokes cigarettes, but okay, Trouble. And I love, like, I need to start following Trouble on Instagram, but I see Trouble because I follow the All of Queens Men Instagram page. And Trouble just have this chiseled body that I be like, God, dog, how much you be in the gym, sis? Okay. Anyway, because Trouble really is a handsome young woman. Okay. I love Trouble. Trouble really is just a handsome young woman. I ain't mad at it. So Trouble see Naima outside protesting. Y'all know she was passing out them signs about my man Doc. Okay. And Trouble was like, what you doing? And so Naima was like, I'm telling the people what's going on, yada, yada, yada. She started to pipe up. So at the end of the day, Trouble punched the piss out of her, punched her in the nose, took the sign, and went back in the club. And I just really want to point out, in this next scene, the way Doc turned around and how he looked. Listen, I had to take a picture, okay? Because Doc was giving, okay? Doc was absolutely giving. Ooh, but look, I don't know. Y'all see that thing? Okay? I'm going to take it off my phone. But baby, Doc had that big old thing standing at attention. Okay? And that is why Doc is my man. Okay? When I was looking, I was like, girl, I know you see that big old thing thinging. Okay? It was thinging. I said, Doc. All right. Y'all, all right, we got to gather ourselves, ladies. We got to gather ourselves. Let's gather it together. Okay? Anyway, Trouble tells Doc that Naima was outside, got the posters out, and it could be bad for business. She out here, saying things that, you did to her, whatever. But at the end of the day, Trouble was like, listen, if you need me to beat her ass, I can beat her ass because I'm a woman at the end of the day. I said, all right. So, y'all know Doc. Doc is a lover. He ain't no fighter. He was like, no. All right. So, I just also want to point out that I couldn't have done this scene. I couldn't have done this scene because I would have been like this the whole time. I'm supposed to be here, but I'm... Right. Focus. All right, girl, because production would have been like, girl, cut, stop, pick your eyes up, pick your head up. Oh, all right, you right. Let me show some decorum. Let me be a little professional, okay? Be a little cutesy, be demure, okay? I couldn't. Baby, that thing was thinking. Anyway, Blue comes into the VIP room to tell Doc that you next up, because y'all know Doc had his solo. And I'm looking at Blue like, Blue, I see you out of four. I got 4 of these eyes, and 4 of these eyes see you looking down. Okay, you ain't slick. Okay, you may not like Zeke, but you looking at Dave. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm for real, for real. Anyway, Blue looked down on the ground to see that poster, and she was like, "What's up?" Nobody ain't say nothing. She was like, "Oh, so nobody ain't gonna answer me?" So Blue was like, I mean, what's his name? Her name Trouble was like, "Well, you know, I'm not a snitch and left." Doc asked Blue, like, "Listen, I'ma handle it. Please don't tell Madam." She was like, "Listen, I can't promise you nothing, cause you already know if you leave something from her, that's gonna make Madam doubt you. You know." So y'all, my man take the stage, and I'm here for it, and he did an amazing job. Thank you. We love you, Doc. We love you. Okay, and when I say we, I mean me. Okay. Y'all, I love that man. Okay, I know the little man is married. Okay, and I ain't trying to get with nobody that's married, but that man is beautiful. Okay. He did an amazing job. So we get to the next scene. Madam goes up to the woman, the forewoman or whatever, the foreman or whatever. Did I put forewoman? I meant foreman. And she thanks her for convincing the rest of the jury to give her a not guilty verdict. And she gave her a wad of cash this thick. All right. And she threw in midnight for the pleasure part. All right. So Shirley was her name. She brought her friend Barbara. So apparently, listen, Barbara and Shirley must have worked out their differences because they went to the club eating together. Okay, catch. Anyway, I said, all right. They stopped fighting over that trifling ass and went for they had some more necklace. All right. Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. Anyway, I meant to tell y'all when they did the toast to Madam, she had a sidebar conversation with Smoke, and she was like, "I need you to take care of something for me." Now, I did not realize it was gonna be DA Rods. I was like, oh, like I had y'all. I know, y'all may have known this, but I just did not have no idea it was gonna be DA Rods. So Smoke got her in an electric chair. Smoke, where did you find an electric chair, sir? Like, and then he dressed up like one of them barristers, those judges out in England that have the wigs on and the little. I said, my Lord. But shout out to you, Lucky Johnson. Shout out to him. I remember going to a play a long time ago in New Orleans. He was in a play. I think he hosted it, and it was pretty good. It was like way before Katrina, but I did go. All right, that's all I wanted to say. But he played his part in this entire season. All right, so he told DA Rise, "I sentence you to death by electricity until you dead, bitch." I was like, he said, "Until you dead, bitch." I said, well, guess we ain't gonna see her no more. And he took a sponge and wet her hair, and that was it for her. Like, child. So Tony goes into Maddie Bees to tell Carla, like, did you watch the news? Carla was like, listen, baby, I don't watch the news because that's bad for my energy. I'm trying to keep my energy at a high. I'm trying to be high vibrational, and I don't watch the news because that's for low vibrational people. Okay, it's not, but that's what Tony said. I mean, that's what Carla said. So apparently, Jean's club got burned down. Okay, and so Tony was like, well, you don't think that's suspicious? Carla told girl, Madam burned that club down. Carla said, and also the way me and you just double cross Madam, we really gonna have to watch our back. So then Carla was like, well, listen, I could give you a job around here because y'all know Tony had gave Maddie Bees to Carla. And so that trifling, no good so-and-so gonna tell her work for you. She was like, no, I'm not giving you the club. She tried to do a take back seat. Okay? You can't take that back. You can't do that. You gave it to the lady. And she was like, listen, if you think you can take this club, that is fine. But our deal is off because now I gotta unalive you. Period. And that's why we at with it. That's why we at with it. Anyway, Madam Blue and Tommy are in her office. She gives Tommy and Blue their flowers in her own way, which I thought was cute. She was like, y'all can go because I hope y'all ain't looking for a I love you. You gonna get what you get and you not gonna throw a fit. Alright? So then Tony come busting into Madam's office, confronting her about burning down Jean's club. And she threatens Madam and say, this ain't over. Suspect number 3. Alright? So the repo man, the unhoused, go out to his car to find the repo man taking a car from him. I was like, baby, the way life is beating baby face ass, okay, just sticking them in the buns with no lube, okay, just slinging them, just grabbing them by the scalp and slinging them from the north, south, east, and west. All right, like I'm just saying, like, life is whooping his ass, and I'm here for it because Babyface is an asshole. He's always been an asshole, and apparently life ain't never touched him, and life got his hands all over him. All right. So Amp and Fuego have a conversation because they both at the gym. Amp tells, Fuego, hey, you seem different. Listen, I just want to let you know, I use the serenity prayer and that gets me by. So I want you to go, a suggestion that, you do the same thing, So Fuego was like, cool. I think he respects everybody, but Fuego is angry. He's angry. And I want to say, was that hand that he saw, was that Sandra's hand last week when he was doing that digging? I thought I saw a hand. I know I wasn't tripping, but that was Sandra's hand, I want to say. So y'all, we get to the DeVille daycare complex. That was the groundbreaking ceremony. And Amp questions Tony, like, why are you here? And he tells her to leave, and rightfully so. And I think this is why Madam wanted that eminent domain, so she can build a daycare center or a daycare complex for the children of Atlanta. And Madam tries to, how she would, trying to dig the dirt. She ended up pulling up a hand. And she was pissed off at this point. Hold on, y'all. So y'all, Madam pulls Tandy to the side, threatens Tandy to, you need to fix this. I don't care how you fix it. Just fix it. And Tandy was like, what if I can't do it? What if I don't have, what I need to do it? And Madam tells her, if you can't do it or if you don't do it, that's your seat. And she was like, as long as I fix the election for you, I now own you. I was like, oh my God. And so we see Fuego, when that hand came up, he had this smirk on his face. And then he walked off. As much as I love Fuego, he is suspect number 4. Okay? Yeah, that was that on that. Because she was using that as to, she was using that complex center, to kind of get people to see her in a different light, Anyway, a front. It was a front. Dime is at the abortion clinic, but again, we don't know if she's going to do it or not, or we really don't know what's going on. Amp is at the house. He was calling Dime. Dime didn't answer the phone. Amp is sitting at the house with a bottle, with a glass with alcohol in the bottle about to drink. And I'm like, damn, I was hoping that he didn't break his sobriety. And I thought, because when we watched it last week, when everything went down with him and Tony, I was like, okay, we didn't see him break down, we didn't see him go to the bottle, but now I knew that was gonna hit him hard. I knew it was. So Tandy comes home, she starts to vent. Quincy sitting there eating cereals and playing the game. She looked like she about to crash out. She having a mini crash out. Quincy asks her, who you talking about? He don't really know. He don't know that Madam like that. He don't. And so I was glad Tandy didn't involve him in that, kind of like she tried to do Face. And so she was like, it doesn't matter. And she said, basically, Tandy won her Z as a donut. That's suspect number 5. Okay? And so Quincy asks, what can he do to make it better or make her feel better? And I just feel like that was really nice of Quincy, because your daddy wouldn't have never, okay? He wouldn't have never gave a damn. All right? He would have asked Tandy to slob his now. So he take care of Tandy. And I was like, that was really nice of the little YN to take care of that seasoned nasty ass lady. Okay? So Midnight get a bam on the door. I knew it was Renee. I figured it was Renee. But I was like, no. So Midnight gets a knock on the door, and lo and behold, that's Renee. She come in, she start the wail on Midnight, and she take the knife and she shank him like they do in jail. Like she started to shank him. So she had him bleeding out in my quiet voice. Tried to leave him for Zed. Okay? I was like, and she ran out. So what we do know is this finna be her last. This the last. We gonna see her on the first episode, and then we ain't gonna see her no more. So let me know if y'all think that Midnight is in, or is do y'all think this is his exit? And I really like Midnight. I love Midnight because I love Midnight's loyalty. All right. So Madam and Blue are at the office. They talk, and she check on Madam. She was like, Madam, you good? You need anything? I don't like leaving you here without Tommy being here. She was like, no, I'm all right. I got my piece with me, and Tommy will be back in an hour. And Blue was like, you sure? Because y'all know Blue wasn't going nowhere. She protect Madam at all costs. And she was like, yeah, go ahead, go home, I got this, I'm good. She had her back turned to the door. Somebody came in the door. She thought it was Blue. She was like, what you forget? And immediately she was like, hi, no. And the way she said it, I don't think it was one of the dancers. I think it was somebody who Madam don't even with like that. Like, I don't even think it was concierge at this point. I'm thinking whoever it was, they shot Madam in the chest and they didn't miss. So I knew off the bat it wasn't Fuego. So we don't know the fate of Midnight or Madam at this point, but who y'all think tried to unalive Madam? Like, could it have been Detective Davis, Tony, Fuego, Naima? Because we ain't leaving her untouched. We see you. Concierge, Carla, Frank, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. I feel like I am missing somebody. And Tandy. Like, it gotta be one. It gotta be one of them. We already know it's one of them. Yeah, and that's where the season finale ended. Y'all, this was good. It was pretty good, y'all, but we just gotta wait and see the fate of Madam and Midnight, and who gonna find Midnight, and are they gonna find out it was Renee? We already know what her fate gonna be. And with Naima, if she don't chill, we already know what's gonna happen. So That's all I got, y'all. Um, Again, I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Right after this review, y'all will see the Real Housewives of Miami upload right behind this. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow with Ready to Love.